Okay, within these 1x9s, you're going to use 3 different shading techniques. I'm going to demonstrate them here at the bottom of the paper just so you can see what they look like. The first technique is called hatching lines. Basically, your lines are running parallel with one another. The second technique is cross-hatching. So you're doing hatching lines in one direction, and then the hatching lines in the opposite direction. The more you layer up these lines or make them closer together, the darker you will get them to be. The third technique is blending. It's the most common one used. It's where you just apply pressure with your pencil, and then you can use the blending stick or your eraser or finger, and you're just going to blend it out. You don't want to use this stick on either one of these two. These you're going to want to see those lines defined. So, in a breakdown of this general grid, it's going to go all the way from black to white. Here's an example that an old student had done. It's a little faded, but you can get the general idea on this top grid. It goes all the way from black down to the very last box of white. Doesn't show up very well, but you kind of get the general idea. So HB, because it's your lightest pencil, you could use HB on all of these boxes, except obviously this one's going to be white, so you don't want to use your HB. The 2B, you could use more for these mid boxes. And then the 6B, obviously you don't want to use that on your lightest one because it's your darkest pencil. So you can use a 6B for these 3 ones down here, 2.5. You can work grid by grid if you want. You can work back and forth, whatever method works best for you. All you need to do is to make sure that each grid goes down in value and that no 2 grids are exactly the same. And then, so they should go down in value this way, and then this way, these should all be the same shade of black, these should be all the same shade, and then go down that way. So for the first box, we're going to do hatching lines. The hatching lines, it doesn't, some people, I hold my pencil sometimes like this, or I need to turn my paper. If you're a lefty, or even it's good practice for a right-handed person to get used to doing, but when you move back and forth across this paper, you can smudge, you'll notice you start smudging things, so it's always good practice to put a sheet of paper below your hand while you're working. So I would start in the middle and just start playing. The more pressure you apply, the lighter it will be, the darker it will be, the less pressure, the lighter it will be. And you can kind of start playing around with these pencils because you're going to notice the harder lead, you get a really defined line. The softer lead, like if I was to go and work on this left side with my 6B to make this black, you're going to notice it feels more like a charcoal pencil. So that's how that line will look. The cross hatching, same idea, you're going to start in this and then go the opposite way. So the middle box will be cross hatching. And then your last box, or one of the 3x9s, or one of the 3 of the 1x9s, will be the blending. So you're going to apply your color. You want to stay within the boxes and not make a mess, because that you do get graded on the neatness and the presentation part. It doesn't have to go all the way completely filled in if you don't want. I just don't want you doing something small like that and saying, oh, I'm done. If you do get outside the box, you can use these eraser shields and lay it down and erase those lines that are unnecessary. So that's the end of this video. In the next one, I will actually be showing more detailed work, but this is just your general idea. But the second of this part will actually show how to do this. It'll be a longer video.